Welcome to Trip Trav, and this is our top 5 countdown of Star Trek starships. My personal opinion on what the good ones are, obviously. And if you have other thoughts on it, make sure to leave it in the comments. The Reliant is an amazing ship. It's obviously from Star Trek 2. It has the 2 warp nacelles. It looks familiar. It's got that lovely grey hue. The motion picture starships, particularly from the motion picture through to the Undiscovered Country, looked really, really good. And the Reliant itself is a unique design in that, obviously, Nicholas Meyer wanted it to look enough like the Enterprise that you would recognize it from the same fleet, but different. And they literally just reorganized a slight bit of the structure. But it's an amazing ship, and it just looks really cool. It has a bit of a Predator quality. The nacelles are underneath. The top gives a scientific impression. It has everything you need in the front of that ship, and that's why it's my number 5. There are some ships I don't like, but they're not on this list. The Excelsior is my number 4, and I remember seeing this in Star Trek 3 and going, that design's slightly cooler. And to be honest, it's cooler than the Enterprise A in some ways. It's got like a sleek sports car look, just slightly more square, less sort of old-fashioned. It looks like the natural progression of the Enterprise. And I really, really enjoyed watching, especially when it came up in Star Trek 6, and it's just this behemoth of a ship compared to the Enterprise. And the Enterprise kind of looks like an old horse and carriage. It has a classic quality, but the Excelsior has that power and the might behind that thicker hull and the warp nacelles being longer, and it just really it really gave a feeling of power in the ship. Now, obviously, the Titan has only been seen on screen once or twice within Star Trek Lower Decks. I actually remember reading the Star Trek Titan books that were released over a decade ago, in which they described the Titan and talked about how it looked and how it worked. And then one of the covers of the books had the actual design. It was a fan-designed spaceship, which was amazing in itself. And so the ship has like quarters with different environments, and it has different areas for different people to work in, different alien species. It was meant to be the most diverse crew on any Starfleet ship. It was really, really interesting. And obviously it had Captain Riker in command, and it had Deanna Troi. So I was really drawn to it. Obviously Tuvok and Wesley served in the books. I don't know whether they will in future Star Trek, but it was just a really good concept for a ship. So the Enterprise A is my number 2, and that is because it looks enough like the original Enterprise, but also adds something new. It looks functional. It looks very, a little less of that retro 60s style. You can still imagine that design working in film today, except now they shove 1,000,001 blinking lights all over it. It has like a sleek look, but also like it's been handmade, with obviously the first ship having that Aztec paneling design. That's why it's my number 2, because it just simply, the ship looks beautiful throughout the motion picture to Star Trek 6. The first film, it looks very, very 70s, and then by Star Trek 6, you've got this really lovely paneling, and it sort of very easily bridges the gap between the original series and the Next Generation. That's why I think the Enterprise A, definitely my second place. The Enterprise D, because that's the show that got me into Star Trek. With holodecks, touchscreen computers, communicators that were on your chest, the sickbay, the transporters, the fact that it looked like a luxury liner. The Enterprise D was amazing, and apparently had dolphins working in navigation, which I thought, like, I remember reading about this as a kid, going, oh, that's amazing. Never saw it in the show. Bit too Sequest DSV, I imagine. It's a bit of a deep cut for you there. Very much enjoyed watching the Enterprise D. It was the ship that really, like Voyager, no one's added anything new. No spaceship since the Next Generation has really given us like a look at future technology. It's just been sort of little tweaks on the TNG technology. Other than Discovery with its matter that moldable matter. I can't remember what it's called, but the matter that can change things. But otherwise, the Enterprise D was the future for me when I was a kid. And now we have a lot of these things, like the phone I'm recording on is literally touchscreen. You'd think I'd be more excited, but I'm not. Anyway, this has been my top 5 starships. I'm Trek Trav. Make sure to subscribe and like and comment and tell me what your top 5 Star Trek ships are. Have a good day.